Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. Let's leave the Great Garrison and begin Act 2.
Make way, warrior queen coming through with a round for the heroes. Whoa, the heart is packed. And you considered nixing this little shindig, Beth?
When Anevia reaches the long table, your party is gathered around. She heavily flops onto the bench and hands out the tankards of beer.
I did consider it, and I am still considering it. It hasn't even been a week since the last demon was booted out of Canabris, and we really should be in a period of mourning for all the city's fallen. But the people deserve to celebrate, and he deserves to be honored for saving the city and possibly all of Mendev.
Earbeth sighs. That was one hell of a fight.
One hell of a fight calls for one hell of a party.
According to the Watch reports, there has been no demon activity whatsoever outside Canabris. I get the feeling the fiends are as shocked by what happened as we are. What happened in the garrison, what you did, it was a miracle. I truly believe that the gods remembered us and decided to intervene.
Earbeth rubs her forehead pensively.
Beth, come on, you agreed. No serious business today.
All right, I'm done. No more. Who would have thought we'd be celebrating a successful attack on the Grey Garrison, our own fortress, and that we'd blow the roof off the place?
It's simply unforgivable.
Comes the cheerful voice of someone sitting at the far corner of the table.
While we're on the topic of the roof, there's already a rumor going around that you have been blessed by Iomade herself, and it was her power granted to you that destroyed the garrison's walls and roof. And it turns out the people want a little piece of that blessing for themselves. The townsfolk are gathering chunks of the garrison's rubble as souvenirs and talismans, and I'm sure they'll hit the black market soon enough. Oh, yeah. Here, read on this for me. For good luck.
Anevia pulls out a piece of gray stone from her pocket. It may not be the most paladin-like option, but even paladins can have fun. Breathe on the stone. We need all the luck we can get.
Nice. I'll put it on display at home. Or maybe I'll make a hole in it and wear it as a pendant.
Nevi! What are you on about now?
Earbeth mutters.
What do you mean? Do you see many people at this table who've been personally blessed by Iomade herself?
Well, a couple perhaps.
Says the same mirthful voice that joined in before.
Iomade's blessings are not conveyed through stones, and as public officials, we really shouldn't.
Earbeth looks to the end of the table where the voice originated, and her eyes widen as her words trail off.
I feel a little chastened after what you said about public officials. But I myself have acquired a few pieces of stone and also wish to ask our hero to breathe on them for good luck. So, what now? Are you going to toss me out of this fine establishment?
The woman dressed in showy finery raises her eyebrows. I don't believe for a second that Anevia didn't see Galfrey at the end of the table.
Your Majesty.
Yes, it is I. I made the journey here to deduct the cost of repairing the garrison roof from your salary. We have not been introduced. Galfrey of Mendev.
The woman rises from her seat, approaches you, and holds out her hand. So, you can romance Galfrey, and that is the plan for this playthrough. I don't think any of this actually affects the romance. So we'll take the lawful option here. Plus, I think she likes those options more than this one. Shake her hand. It is an honor, Your Majesty.
And for me also. So, this is what he looks like. The one all Mendev is talking about. News of your deeds reached me even before my messengers could.
Curiosity sparkles in the Queen's eyes. She openly appraises you.
Your Majesty, we were just... I'll have them arrange...
Earbeth, finally recovering from the shock, bolts to her feet.
Calm yourself, Commander. I deliberately came here without any fanfare because I did not wish to draw attention away from our honored hero here. my personal guard, and the force I brought with me are standing watch outside the city. I ordered all your sentries to stand down. They also deserve a break. Every person who tirelessly fought to save Canabris will enjoy themselves today. And my reinforcements will ensure peace and order.
We join our celebration, Your Majesty.
Please, don't Your Majesty me. We are in a tavern, not my court to Nerosian. Address me as you would any comrade in arms.
Oh, you don't want that. The Queen laughs.
Concerning the celebration, as you can see, I already invited myself. I couldn't pass up the chance to meet the new hero all the Crusaders are talking about. And soon, not just Crusaders.
We all need to get some rest.
Because grand new deeds lie ahead, yes?
Actually, I'm going to retire.
Your Majesty, my dear cousin.
Count, I admit I was surprised to learn that you valiantly joined the ranks of the city's defenders. Pleasantly surprised.
I live to please you, my queen. My first thought when Daskari cruelly robbed us of noble Terendelev and half of Canabris' crusaders in one fell swoop was of you, my queen, and of how these events would weigh heavily on you. No one could have foreseen the demon attack, and we have so successfully held the defense here for 4 heroic crusades.
I'm going to drown him in the nearest well this very night.
Irabeth mutters.
I value your dedication. And your eloquence. I hope you will continue to aid our soldiers.
The Queen gives him a genuine smile.
Not a chance. You know that I am not made for the front lines. Excellent bash, but alas, I really must go. Important matters to be getting on with. A new shipment of wine from Kionin, and 3 beautiful creatures of the same provenance. But I will most assuredly come to say my farewells before your army departs on its campaign, which, wherever it may lead you, will undoubtedly be crowned with victory.
I shall hold you to that, Count. And now allow me to devote some time to the hero of the evening. I did not come here solely to give you this chance to celebrate, but all serious discussions and official announcements can wait until tomorrow. I have big plans for all of you, especially for you. But I want to keep you in suspense for a little while longer, so I shan't say another word. Let us mark this victory. My first toast is to you, the hero of Canabris. Now, what are we drinking?
The Queen smiles archly.
The fires of Canabris have died down. Now the army's path leads to the walls of Dresden, a fallen citadel that the Crusaders have been trying in vain to reclaim for 70 years. The new piece on the board might give their efforts some added momentum.
To him next to Irabeth, the hero who saved Canabris. The Queen is coming. The Queen.
Rise, warriors. Today is a day of sorrow and pride. Sorrow because we weep for our brothers and sisters who perished in Canabris. Pride because despite demonic treachery, our heroes repelled the attack and saved the city. I, Queen Golfrey of Mendev, declare this day the first day of the 5th Crusade. And I am glad to introduce the one who will lead the attack on the forces of the Abyss. The hero of Canabris, Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade. Your leader from now unto victory or death.
Proud to the Knight Commander, hooray for the Queen.
Time to rest. Everyone is dismissed.
Everyone, return to your orders' camps. You heard the Queen. Dismissed.
There. The troop review is finished. I'll give you some time to look around the camp. and then I shall expect your presence at headquarters.
Commander, please allow me to join you while you inspect our encampment. Alright, let's talk to the storyteller first. The old elf smiles when he hears your footsteps. Allow me to congratulate you on your victory, and on acquiring mythical powers capable of casting down the strongest of demons. I got the page you're looking for from the Great Garrison. The storyteller carefully takes the page from your hands. His fingers touch the ancient letters gently, examining them lightly, following their lines. I see myself. Young, energetic, able to see. Oh gods, I found the key to my past. Finally, I'll find out what my own mind has been hiding from me. The elf's expression becomes withdrawn. The wrinkles on his face soften. Thank you, Donald, and please, follow me to my story. Let us embark on this journey together. The storyteller inhales sharply a few times and begins his story. They are leaving. The people of Kyonin faced the coming Earthfall, and admitted that they were incapable of handling this disaster. Proud rulers, artful crafters, brave warriors, wise mages, and skilled healers. All of them hurried to the gate of Severian, looking around fearfully. A clean, safe world is waiting for them there. My people decided not to fight for Golarion. I am ashamed, and I am sorry for them. Their hearts wavered in the face of the catastrophe. But my will is strong. I am staying. My kinfolk are looking at me angrily. How dare I diminish their decision with my recklessness? My choice makes them cowards, traitors of their own home. One of them, my former mentor, looks at me bitterly. He hands me a neat notebook with a tree bark cover. In case you change your mind. With a heavy sigh, he returns to the line of those departing. Forgive me, brothers and sisters. I watch the gate of the Severian stone close, separating me from them. It's time for me to go too. I open my master's notebook. These are his notes about traveling between worlds. In case you change your mind. He hopes the burden I shouldered voluntarily will be too much. I'll lose heart and find my way to Severian. That will never happen. My mouth set stubbornly. I tear my master's notebook to pieces. I use my forced pride as a shield against my fear of what is to come. Why did the elves decide to flee, not fight? The storyteller's lips purse with disdain. They're afraid to lose what they have. They were rulers, long-lived and powerful. They valued their lives and sunshine too much to enter the fight with the aftermath of Earthfall. So Earthfall is the name given to the cataclysmic event in which a shower of meteorites impacted Golarion in 5293. It resulted in the destruction of the human empires of Thassalon and Aslant, which were consumed by earthquakes and massive tidal waves, and the creation of the Inner Sea. The cloud of dust thrown up by Earthfall's impact settled in Golarion's upper atmosphere, and blotted out the sun for 1,000 years, creating the Age of Darkness. Your mentor is a mage. Then you must be too, yes? Yes, I'm an archmage, and this title is well deserved. I've acquired delicate mastery and succeeded in many areas of magic. My curiosity has always pushed me toward new knowledge since the first day of my apprenticeship. But what is a Severian stone? A magnificent crystal bent into an arch by a mighty hand of an ancient divine creator. Our great gate to other worlds. It breathes power. It dreams of eternity. But why are you angry at your fellow elves? I spent many hundreds of years in Kyonin. I've always admired the way my kinfolk cared for the forest that was our home. But the rest of the world seemed to mean nothing to them. But I love Golarion, all its places, all the forms it manifests in. I traveled widely and then came home and told my kinfolk about my travels, but they weren't interested. They only cared about Kyonin. Their lack of desire to hear about the wider world makes me sad and angry. What happened next? Earthfall happened at night. I'm sitting at the top of my tower, many miles to the north of Kyonin, and I see a blaze far in the south. I hear a horrendous rumble. The air is groaning, giving way to a huge rock, pushing down on my world. And then, a blow. Vibration that penetrates everything, reaching down into the bowels of Golarion and up to the vaults of the sky. Crunching bones. Blood bursts from vessels filling my eyes with darkness. Drowning in timelessness along with countless denizens of Golarion. Never before have we been so united in our feelings. When I come around, the darkness remains. My first terrible thought, I'm blind. But no. Little by little, I begin to see the stone wall. I am alive. But why is it so dark? The answer is quick. The smell of ash everywhere. The great burnt sacrifice filled the air with incinerated particles of what was recently the continent of Aslant. Great clouds of ash covered the sky, cutting us off from the sun and the moon, dooming us to dusk at day and complete darkness at night. My heart sinks with fear. Treacherous thoughts fill my mind. Why did I stay? Why didn't I run like everyone else when I had the chance? I clench my teeth and stand up to watch Earthfall, proudly, like the last Archmage of Kionin should. Will my world really perish like this? Will I perish? No, that will never happen. I am still alive, and I can fight Earthfall and the darkness. Not run from it in a blind panic like my kinfolk and my cowardly teacher. But what can I do? I will not stop the disaster. I'll hardly be able to save empires from their destruction. What can I do? I'm but one Archmage, powerful and weak at the same time. What is Earthfall? A disaster of untold proportions. An unborn planet dropped on Golarion by blind fate or someone's evil will. A blow so strong that the continent of Aslant is destroyed within moments, turned to ashes, wiped off the face of Golarion. In this burnt sacrifice, clouds of ash and dust are born, stealing our sun. Without the warmth of our star, the air cools, the soil is barren. Dark creatures crawl out of their lairs to rule. And the most frightening thing, without the sun, all hope dies in the heart. This is the Age of Darkness. So the Age of Darkness, the 1,000-year period in which the sun's light was blocked by the ash knocked into the atmosphere by the meteoric impacts of Earthfall. It began with the rain of meteorites summoned from the sky by powerful magic in 5293, and lasted until the sun's light had been restored, roughly a millennium later. During the Age of Darkness, all major civilizations across Golarion were destroyed, ushering in a time of anarchy and destruction. What was that tower you mentioned? It's my retreat to the north of Kionin, my home away from home, my observatory. From its top, I watch the stars and, when they were correctly aligned, the other worlds as well. Here in the northern wastelands, I found the highest mountain and built a tower on top of it. On clear days I could see the mist over the Lake of Mists and Vales in the east. That's how high I was. What are you going to do next? I don't know. I need to think. My opponent, Earthfall, is much stronger than me. Without noticing, the storyteller raises his voice to a shout. It is merciless. It does not simply destroy life, it kills an era, and the greatness of Golarion civilizations. They will sink into oblivion, be forgotten as if they never existed. I need to think. The elf suddenly winces, and is silent for a few moments as he calms his heavy breathing. Forgive me, I should have raised my voice. The story is much harder than many before it, most likely because I played the main role in it. It is so strange to see myself, feel the emotions tearing me up inside. Those that I felt a long time ago, and now remember them. It's like I split. I became both the storyteller and the main character. Too bad the story ended at that moment. Please, if you find other pages covered with ancient elven writings on your travels, bring them to me. I might be able to shed some light on my past, and we'll find out how my story ended, and perhaps even why I forgot it. I'll click this again just so it grays out. Thank you for your stories. Thank you for helping me remember them. Alright, have you decided to join the Crusade? I decided not to, I'm afraid. My path and the path of the Crusade lead in the same direction, but alas, they're not yet one and the same. After the demons were driven away from Canabris, the path into the Worldwound became open, if only temporarily. I plan on using this opportunity to visit. The elf falls silent. It doesn't matter now. I'd hate to bore you with the details of my venture, which may prove useless even for myself. However, I'll try to return to the Crusaders and aid them in their confrontation with the demons after I'm done. I hope to meet you again, in this world rather than the next. Alright. Give the storyteller the broken buckle and the necessary materials. Restore this relic for me. The elf cautiously uncorks the vials and begins to work his enchantments. The essence evaporates, turning into light that streams onto the buckle. The light thickens, becoming gold. The Covenant of the Inheritor. That is the name of this relic. This buckle once adorned the belt of a glorious knight from Mendev. It is the embodiment of a promise made to a young girl by a powerful deity. A great promise that has changed much in the world. When you touch a restored relic, a strange vision comes to you. It's as if you can see the events that happened to it in the past. A burning sensation spreads across your chest from the very spot where your mysterious wound sometimes opens. What is this? The influence of the storyteller's spells? Or is it something else? I had a vision. The old elf frowns. How strange. You are a remarkable mortal. No one has ever shared my visions before. What do you think caused it? Perhaps these things have something to do with your destiny, or the fate of someone related to you. I do not have an answer, only advice. Seek out such relics. Look for what links them all. You will know the truth. Alright. So, speak to him now. He will disappear for a little while, and you won't be able to talk to him until Act 3. I hope we meet Discari and Baphomet soon. I have numerous questions for them. Alright, so we got the Covenant of the Inheritor. The symbol of Iomade, when placed on the belt, emits a holy aura. All party members in 30-foot area get a +2 bonus to capture level checks made to overcome spell resistance. The weapons become good aligned and count as if they were made of cold iron. It's a pretty good effect, but we're not going to have this for very long. Let's go and level up Darren and the rest of the party. So at level 6 he gets nothing. Knowledge Arcana, Knowledge World, and use Magic Device. Animate Dead. I like to use Darren as a pseudo summoner. So he spams heals and throws out a bunch of summons to bog down the enemies. And then we're going to grab Last Stand here. Last Stand for everybody. Alright, Nenio gets nothing here. Knowledge Arcana, Knowledge World, Lore Nature, Lore Religion. I'll grab Slow and a Magic Weapon Greater. And Last Stand. Now, Last Stand isn't as essential in the backline characters. I still find it very useful because sometimes enemies spawn behind you, and there have been situations where enemies beeline for my backline and always target Nenio, and I've been in situations where every fight Nenio would die. So I probably could have done more to prevent it, but having Last Stand is pretty handy. I could multi-class Camellia. I think if you multi-class Camellia, doing it after level 4 is ideal. That way you get Battle Master. You have Ice Plant as well. But do I want to? I think going Fighter could be fun. I also think she makes a good Colluding Scoundrel or Urban Hunter. I'm not sure if I want to. We'll just stick with Spirit Hunter for now. That's everybody. Let's make sure we slot our spells so I don't forget.
I'm gone.
Alright. Check out these tents real quick. Grab some loot. This is mine and Nevia's tent. Both used to traveling, but the Queen insisted our tent to be furnished like a commanding officer's. I've already read that. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember which ones I've read in this playthrough, which ones I've read in other playthroughs. This massive bed is clean and neatly made. Only commanding officers are allowed such luxury during marches. We've also got the half plate of vigor. This +2 half plate grants its wearer a +2 enhancement bonus to Constitution. Is that an upgrade for Sela? It is. This is Nera Dendawar's tent. It seems she brought a lot of unnecessary items along with her. I may not read this stuff yet. I'll save that for next time. We've read that already. Read this as well.
We do it my way.
Alright, so I'm going to call it here, and next time we'll go ahead and read this book. We're going to finish exploring the camp with Irabeth. We can't speak to our companions until after we return to the tent and speak with Galfrey. And then we'll have at least one more companion and a couple NPCs to talk to. So, be pretty busy talking to NPCs next time.
I'll take care of it.
Let's go and read this. High Lore and the Secrets of the Needle Glens. Book the second of the astonishing exploits of Venture Captain Hylor, published by the Pathfinder Society. The skeptical ranger followed Hylor, who skirted the glade and cautiously surveyed the forest around them. You're hoping to find someone here, Captain. You're wasting your time. The Needle Glens are totally uninhabited. A wild animal might stray into these parts, but there are no people here. Tell me, began the Venture Captain, drawing out the words. What is the secret to this place? The World Wound is a stone's throw away, but the Needle Glens look like an ordinary healthy forest. No bubbling mold on the ground, no trees that are identical down to the last leaf, no trace of demons whatsoever. The ranger answered after a long pause. I don't know for sure, Captain, but people have different theories. Some say that the Needle Glens are cursed by forces that came to this world before the demons. Horrible creatures that could addle your mind with a single look. People say that's why the demons avoid this place. They're afraid. Heller scoffed. His guide's tale was surely nothing but a cock and bull story. But the idea of his quarry hiding at the very heart of a place thought to pose a dire threat to her, well, he couldn't help being tickled by that. The Spinner of Nightmares trail led here, to this strange wood. There's no doubt about that. But how did she ever find the way here? Howler fished his tracker's monocle out from the depths of his pack, clipped it on his nose, looked up, and let out a full-bellied laugh. I can't fault the Harridan for her ingenuity, but she might have changed up her nasty tricks, knowing the arsenal I carry. Follow me. Ranger scoffed in disbelief. The forest remained as much a mystery to him as before, but Hylar's gaze, directed as it was through the eye of truth, effortlessly picked out the magical notches on the tree trunks, leading to an as yet unknown destination.
Follow if you dare.
Alright, next time I'll inspect the camp with Arabeth, check in with our companions and some other folks, grab some loot, and then return to Queen Galfrey. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.